Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 1, XXX, or 30, produced by...
Well, no, 30's later.
Oh, it is later. You're right.
Yeah, this I'd say is XXX.
XXX. Produced by, is it Ging or Jing?
Who?
G-I-N-G.
Ging?
It's either Ging or Jing.
Look, we don't care.
Ging, ging, gong. Ging, ging, ging.
Yeah, look, ging, gong. That's right. Exactly.
Ging. Okay, Ging did it. Boy, did he do it. 7+.
Oh, wow.
Right?
No, go fuck yourself. 6+.
Got a warm beat before you tell me to go fuck myself. I was drinking something.
Ging. Listen. This is just like a dramatic. It's fine. I don't dislike it. It's a beat, It's a dramatic sample and drum break. I just feel like this subject matter gets rehashed throughout the album and on the outro, and I just like it better later. It's kind of short, and he does one of my personal rap pet peeves at the end of the song.
Saying the title of the song?
No, it took a while to get here. Now I depend on these drugs. And then he repeats it. I hate repeating the last line. Right. As someone who used to rap, I always did that in moments of laziness or confusion.
I feel you. As a rapper, rappers don't front. We all have like crutches, things we'd rather not do them, but
those crutches, like when I'm going back and kind of like listening back to the stuff I did, I'll notice those things and I'm like, I hate that I did that. And it becomes a pet peeve towards others as well. It's like, oh, I see what you did there. Don't do that.
One of my things, I would just like when I needed to feel, I would just start beatboxing. It's like, the fuck are you doing? Like, it's in like all of my teenage recordings.
This is an interesting project because we're getting more of quote unquote the voice than ever before. That voice really solidified itself in the previous project, The Hybrid. Mm-hmm. And, it's a double-edged sword, this voice, because I feel like if he's rapping in the voice that his real voice, honestly, the voice that you hear on a song like Pac Blood coming up and a lot of songs on the second half, I don't know if he would have gotten noticed with such a conventional, almost meat and potatoes voice.
He did what he had to do to stand out.
He did what he had to do to stand out. Here's the thing about the voice, though. On some beats, it works for me. On some beats, it's kind of shrill because the beat itself either has too much open space or just doesn't complement the vocals to me. So I'm not anti-voice, just to kick off the review with that disclaimer. I'm not anti the voice that he does. This almost cartoon character voice.
With this being my first Danny Brown album, I was expecting the voice. I was familiar with the voice. I don't mind the voice. I think it's
what he's best known for.
Yeah. That when I first heard him, it was the voice. And it actually doesn't bother me. I have a history, though, of like rappers with polarizing voices. I usually am fine with them. Whether it's, the Kendrick Alien voice or like Chance's voice was, an acquired taste for some people. I have a lot of tolerance for, I guess, odd voices. So maybe it's just me. But yeah, I don't mind the voice at all.
It's what helped him stand out. Absolutely. I just think that it sounds kind of shrill over certain beats, and that can sometimes be a hindrance for me. But I can't deny that it was what propelled him and made him stand out amongst a lot of other competition at the time during this era. I think whether he's doing the voice or not, he is a good rapper. Not a great rapper, but a good rapper who has moments of greatness, which I'll point out through the review. But on here, it's fine. It's very much just an opener for me. I'm still kind of easing in at this point.
Well, he said this beat sounded like an intro to him, and I agree. Like, I think it's a good opener. You know, you say a lot of the content does get recycled. I mean, this is one of those projects where every song is every song, if that makes sense. You know,
it is,
and not in a
bad
way. I feel
like we get a lot of like sweets and runs that this project goes on, where it's like a lot of the same kind of track clustered together.
Yeah, you know, he's either talking about, you know, the struggle in coming up in rap, or like this party hard lifestyle, you know,
drugs,
and then some
and women
occasional
and everything like that.
You know, or in occasional, you know, life stories and experiences.
Anecdotal raps and whatnot.
That's it. Like, and I'm fine with that.
Most often, the anecdotal raps are delivered in his actual voice as well.
Right. It'd be,
and you know, the rock star persona is almost this cartoon character.
Yeah. So
he's the hybrid. I mean, it's his gimmick, basically.
Yeah.
Even to the point where that album Old that came out after this, I believe the first 10 tracks are the voice and the last 10 tracks are not the voice.
Oh, so he split it up evenly.
Evenly based on that. You know, so it's something that like is utilized. It's a tool. And sometimes I feel like it's being overutilized. Sometimes I feel like it's the perfect utilization. I mean, the video I did for him was for that song Exotic. And that is a song, one of the earlier voice songs. So it's definitely something that kind of makes your ears perk up and take notice. What I feel, though, is in hindsight, this is the interesting thing about going back to Danny Brown projects 10 plus years later, is that, like, you have the voice is what got him on, but I feel like the more subdued songs and the ones where he's actually just delivering in his natural vocal tone are the ones that, for me, seem to have held up the best years later.
Okay.
You know, but yet the novelty of the voice is kind of what was driving me back then.
Right.
So I came for one thing, but I've kind of gone back and retroactively been like, you know what? Some of the voice stuff doesn't work for me anymore. And, you know, to be fair, some of the regular natural voice stuff doesn't either. But in terms of just throughout this past week, listening to this mixtape, kind of trying to figure out what it is about these vocal nuances that work and don't work for me.
Yeah, I was just pleasantly, you know, surprised to discover that the voice didn't bother me at all. You know, we make light of it. We have for many years in private, Moulz and I. You know, so I was scared going into this, like, man, am I just gonna be like completely tapped out? Fair, like, is it gonna be inaccessible to me? But
to be someone who were able to basically meme in private and make a inside joke out of, where we are speaking in the Danny Brown cadence and the cartoon voice, if you will. It means he has, I guess, a definable and recognizable enough style that's unique to him to be able to do that with.
That's a good thing. I have an identity, you know? So
it's something, you know, it's something. And this was an era, 2001, where there's so much noise. All these releases feel like a drop in the bucket. You have to do something to stand out.
Man, just what I remember about the blog era, it's really not much different now. It's just the way it's presented is different, but it's just being inundated with things every day, every week, like a new project, new artist, which was great when I was young, you know. He said, Mel, you're still young. No, I'm old as fuck. Okay, 29, I'm done. I'm cooked. But this is the thing, like, back then, it felt like a buffet, you know, and I was just diving into it, you know. Now, granted, I didn't dive into Danny Brown because, like I said, I was busy listening to Charles Hamilton. But the things that, you know, caught my attention, I would just dive right in, you know, because it's like, hey, it's the Wild West. Like, we're all out here, me included. Like, you know, so I listened to a lot of things, but I also understood there had to be something, some sort of gimmick, some sort of catch, because rapping well, it was beginning to be clear that's not enough. You know, like, you got to have something else. And I guess the logical conclusion of that now is now rapping by itself as a profession isn't enough. Like, you got to be a content creator. I like, you know.
You have to also sing as a rapper now.
You need to incorporate melody. You got to hold a note. At least have an engineer that knows how to work that fucking tune, that Melodyne, whatever they're using these days. Damn, you got to make some TikToks. You gotta be funny. You gotta, you know,
can't get in trouble.
Can't get in trouble unless you have the backing behind you to turn that controversy into mobility. You know, but yeah, I mean, he figured something out. He had the voice, and
I mean, listen, in my mind, something good or unique will eventually cut through to a degree with the proper backing. That's always with that asterisk that no one ever brings up that last part. Right. With the right backing, if someone's doing something cool enough, you'll hear about it. Like, I don't watch AEW week to week, but I keep seeing MJF. What is it about MJF that's making him cut through all the noise on, you know, a television landscape where we're getting at least, you know, 8 hours, 9 hours of wrestling a week on national television? How do you be a Bray Wyatt or an MJF and cut through all the noise and actually, you know, bring in eyes that weren't really paying attention?
Well, I mean, to answer that, it's pretty simple. I mean, you just gotta be
interesting and entertaining.
Okay,
yes,
and that's hard.
As long as you
have
have the backing, and I know it sounds simple, but it's not. You know, and something as simple as Danny Brown saying, "Okay, I'm not just going to get rid of my natural rapping voice, but in order to capture the attention of people," and he said in part one, you know, he made this project with the intention of getting good reviews. And I think back to, now keep in mind, this is 2011. This is before Young Thug is a thing. So forget about people fawning over all the interesting things Thug is doing with his voice in like 2013 onward. We're not there yet. But we're just coming off of Wayne doing a bunch of interesting things with his voice and being the biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so keep in mind that if Wayne's coming out and making records like Lollipop and then following it up with a Milli, and he's rapping like he raps on a Milli with his voice and inflection and everything like that, you know, that's almost a green light for a guy like Danny Brown, who has it in him to go there if he wants to. He decided to go there.
Right.
I personally just don't like this record. But I do want to say that I'm not anti-voice. It's just that 2 or 3 songs on here specifically where the voice is utilized, I've changed my view on.
Okay. Well, it sounds like with this record in particular, with the beat not doing anything for you, that kind of sank it from the start.
The beat's fine. It's not a bad beat by any means. It's just, it's fine. It's very mean potatoes beat to me.
I disagree. I dig it a lot. It's something about it that reminds me of like the good aspects of the blog era. I don't know what's blog era about it to me exactly. I didn't bother putting a finger on it because that's not really important. But what makes it not meat and potatoes is like that sort of like woodwind kind of noise like going on. There's like a lot of, there's like drum rolls. There's like synths. It's like,
I don't love this like drum break. It almost sounds like kind of like military marching drums to me to an extent. I don't love it.
Yeah, I fuck with it. You know, he shout out to Ging Jing. You made a good beat. You wove You wove a damn tapestry, okay? A hip hop.
Jing.
Is it tapestry?
Jing.
Tapestry.
Tapestry.
I had it right.
Yeah.
You wove a tapo, bro. You did. I like this beat. All right. I would have freestyled on this back in the day.
You made a beat, Jing, okay? I don't think it's a bad beat. I don't. I'm not impressed by it. It's not capturing my imagination.
Okay. Well, I think it was a pretty cool beat. Fitting for an intro. And Danny Brown did some good rapping from out the gate. I actually was about to go as far as to say perfect verse alert, but one line sunk it. And this may be surprising, what with me being children's media male and all, but colder than the grits they fed slaves, me to rap is like water to raves. That was hard. AKs with bayonets on deck rep my set, sort of like Squidward and his clarinet.
Dude, I was gonna say to you, perfect verse alert.
No.
I mean, we got these cartoons. This is what was interesting to me about this verse, though, right? Because you have a Squidward bar up top, sort of like Squidward and his clarinet, but then he starts talking about Master Ace sitting on Chrome. So it's like, what's the audience here? Because the people who know this don't know that.
Right. It's kind of funny to think, though, if he's 30 at the time, like, he really shouldn't have been. I'm not saying you can't rap about the SpongeBob. I would prefer you not to, no matter what age you are. But because I'll tell you, I was,
when he put this out, I'm 35 now, so I was 24 when this came out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about Squidward. I'm like, why are we talking about Squidward? I wasn't even watching that show.
and see, I was.
He's 6 years older than me.
Right. 2011, I was 18. And look, I grew up on SpongeBob. Here's the thing about, look, SpongeBob is a classic. At least the classic seasons are classic. But I don't think I've ever liked SpongeBob punchlines, okay? Like, ever. Like, hey, one, SpongeBob boxers. You can kiss my Squidward. I didn't go up for that. And I was in a cult for this man, okay?
Wait, you didn't go up for it? You went into class wearing underwear on your head, rapping that.
But I was in a cult. Okay, here's the thing. When I rapped Charles Hamilton's record Gauchos with underwear on my head in AP Psychology, I didn't like the song then, but it was new, and he was my main man, so I had to rap it. I felt dirty as soon as I was done because I'm like, this is a misrepresentation of myself. I don't like this bar. I don't even like this song, but I gotta rap my man. Okay, so I'm just standing there with underwear on my. How did I get away with that?
I mean, repping your man is one thing. Putting the underwear on your head to do it. I mean, maybe subconsciously you put the underwear on your head in hopes that people wouldn't take you seriously, in hopes that they wouldn't go listen to the song.
You know what, man? Hold on, man. Hold on. It's just, listen, I need them to know what was happening, okay? Because this is a forgotten record, as it should be. It was a failed attempt at capitalizing.
Are you Gauchos?
Give him Gaucho. Nobody, give him Gauchos. Jim Johnson, he tried to make a hit. It's the worst attempt at a hit maybe I've ever heard in my life.
It's one of the worst attempts. As far as attempts at hits go, it's really bad. It's up there. It's one of the worst attempts.
It was the first song of his that I disliked.
Oh, I had disliked many, but at that point, I wasn't that deep in.
He had been I don't know how many, 10, 12 projects in. I like just about everything. And this was the first song where I'm like, is this bad? Check this out, people.
Yo, I'm not too long coming back from Atlanta. I'ma make sure Harlem get the snap dance. Yo. Harlem is my stylist. Harlem is my bully. Harlem is my veteran. Harlem is my rookie. I am Harlem's politician. Sharpton is my little nigga. Get high like Polo Grounds and I treat y'all dudes like Hilfiger. Drop a G-Stack in Portobello. Now I am world hot. Vans on. Pant leg up. You see the girl socks. SpongeBob boxes. You can kiss my Squidward. See Mike on 150th. The hero and some swishers.
The song is not good, okay?
But that line, like a 3 to me, okay?
Yeah, it's, man, look. Even from a guy who I was in a cult, I couldn't even, you know what being in a cult is like. You're in a cult. You have to go, you're lockstep with everything. I don't like SpongeBob punchlines. I've decided, like, they never work for me. Which, like, I don't know what it is about SpongeBob. I love the show. I don't want to hear rap about SpongeBob. It doesn't work for me.
It's unserious and not in like like this is a funny line, but it's just a deeply unserious, situation there.
It's just like, it's some weird bias I have. You can rap about, freaking Hey Arnold and Courage the Cowardly Dog all day, but you start rapping about SpongeBob, I'm
maybe
just
because SpongeBob's been like over memed at this point.
Hey, my main man Key from Atlanta, we reviewed him back in season 8. He had a tweet where he was like, niggas just do anything to SpongeBob. That was the tweet, and he's right. They just do it. Yeah, he's been memed into oblivion. So yeah, I didn't pop for that, but everything surrounding that one bar, I thought was pretty good.
The rapping is good on here. That's just, it's short. It's fine. It's just, he does this on other tracks.
Yeah. I mean, the rapper in me definitely connected to, Dark Knight's trying to sleep, stomach on fire, delusional from hunger, so I couldn't get tired. Imagining the equalizer going from green to red, words that rhyme together just appear all in my head, And then the me now, this is an interesting tape to hear at this juncture. I always forget. Juncture or junction? Juncture in my life. I'm going to be 30 in April. And so he's like, say I'm getting old, time's running out. Like repeating instrumentals, trying to figure patterns out. I'm like, I'm not even rapping anymore, but that hit me in a way it never would have been able to hit me in 2011. And yeah, just he's rapping about rap, but in a compelling way to me. Where a nigga might go out like Sam Cooke. He got shot in a hotel, if I recall correctly. But yeah, he's talking about drugs and being suicidal and all that stuff. And it's just it's a good record to me. 7+. Okay.
It's a verse.
It's a verse. A verse that is flirting with perfection, but he had to rap about Squidward. Okay. And anytime you do that, you don't do that.
You turned it into an unserious affair.
You make me want to say, hey, here's a SpongeBob reference. I hear people rap about SpongeBob, and I go,
oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay? He doesn't stink, but that line, I don't care for it. So, yeah, 7+. What'd you give it, 6+? Flat 6?
6+. 6+.
All right, well.
6+ ain't no hoe, okay? That's a nice little rating to get.
It's respectable. It's not likable, but it's respectable.
I mean, I don't like it, but right. it's as highly a 6+ basically means, all right, I will skip this. I don't really like it, but it's on the lowest level of hatred you could imagine.
It's like there were things working for it, but we don't need to explain the system to him again. But yeah, that's 6+, man. It's
maybe there's some brown nosers out there who are listening to our show for the first time.
Oh, is that his fan base's name? Brown nosers?
I just named him.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's a good one. All right. Well, hey, you fucking brown nosers. Okay. It's a respectable rating. Okay. There's no ill intent with that 6+. All right. So
they said, no, we know what happened. He stopped messaging Moulz back on that BBM. He didn't want to do any more videos. And Moulz developed a grudge.
Oh, brother. What was sitting at the house talking about? That's that grudge,
Oh, the grudge, yeah.
Yeah. I like that movie. I don't give a shit what nobody think. I think it was good, okay? It's a good movie. But anyway, you want to move on?
No.
Oh, damn, what happened? You dropped sounded like, let me guess, was it a pen?
No, it's a lighter.
Oh, lighter, got it. Okay. Oh, you're gonna get high too?
Yeah.
Man, how am I gonna up the ante? I only got an Energo drink. I got some pills over here.
Oh, shit. Mel takes some of his prescription pills.
I'd fall asleep on the mic if I did that. That wouldn't give me the intended effect. I got some constipation pills. What is it? Colace? Colace? I don't know how you pronounce this shit.
Colace.
I don't know.
It's Colace.
It's Colace? Okay.
Colace.
How am I supposed to know? All right. In this new world.
Because it doesn't have an accent symbol over it. Like Beyonce.
You know, well, see, fair enough. Fair point. Okay. Colace. All right.
Colace.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can move on. You know, I ain't got nothing else left to say about this. So.
Colace Knowles. Colace 3000.
Colace. I'm going to name my daughter Colace. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I ain't having no daughter. I ain't having no kids. Yeah, no fucking kids. Before we move on, I just want to say, you already know, for some stupid reason, I want to get Avella Danger pregnant, but her dumbass got on Twitter. You know she's in college now, and she's like, my first debate tournament is in like 2 weeks. Like, I can't wait to do this. This woman came back and was like, I got 5th place. I'm like, you don't tweet that. That's not an accomplishment. You don't even get to stand on the podium. Hold on.
How many people were there?
Knowing her ass, probably like 5 groups. She was tail ass. Like, it's just not the same way we don't report 4th and 5th place in the rap rankings game. You know, like you don't get no medal. You don't get to stand on the podium. You know, and they made her ass. Apparently, she's a tutor too. Like, who is she tooting? Is that the verb? Who is she tooting? Like, she can. I don't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in this world. But that's my baby mama. So whatever. We can move on. Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.